Which of the following defines retail banking? Which of the following defines retail banking? The banking service that is geared primarily towards individuals. The banking that deals with lending money to the individual consumers rather than corporates. That part of the banking that is meant for small account holders. Now think over it. Is it only one? Is it 1 and 2? Is it 1, 2 and 3? Or is it only 2 and 3? Think over it. Think. Yes, the answer is correct. Simple. See here. This is very simple, right? All 1, 2 and 3. Isn't it? The banking services that are here basically geared primarily towards individual. Mainly in retail banking you get individuals. Second, lending money to the individual consumers rather than corporates. Isn't it? And that part of the banking that is meant for small account holders. Got it? Move on. Which of the following is a characteristic of retail banking? Which of the following is the characteristic of retail banking? The banking services provided target the individual customers. These activities are focused on mass market segment and covering large population of individuals. The large corporates having large number of employees are also provided banking facilities under the retail banking. So which of them is correct? Many of them are simple because RBWM, the basic chapters are very easy. When you go ahead, when you get the numericals, then it becomes tougher. This time's RBWM paper means May 25 paper was very tough. Numericals were asked for 25 marks. Okay. So the banking services that provided target the individual customers. Focus on the mass market segment covering large population of individuals. So that is also true. Large corporates having large number of employees. Now is this true? Do you give the loans in retail banking to large corporates? No, right? So large corporates are never a part of your this retail banking. So answer will be 1 and 2. Many a times what happens in question, we don't read it properly. We get jumbled or we get fooled by this large number of employees. So here we think we are talking of individual customers. But here we are not talking of individual customers. Here this is not important. Here this is important. Large corporates. So that's why 1 and 2 is the only answer, B. Okay. Retail banking services can be extended through which of the following? So retail banking can be extended through which of the following? Now which? Let's see. Branches and internet banking only. Branches and ATMs only. ATMs and internet banking only. Branches, ATMs, internet banking and mobile banking, all of them means. So retail banking can be provided through what? How can you provide this retail banking? Can be extended through, everyone think. Again I'll read it. Retail banking services can be extended through which of the following? Branches and internet banking. Is it so? Branches and internet banking can you provide? Yes, definitely. Branches and ATMs only. Only now. See this. Now look at this. Many of you will feel, sir, this is also correct. ATMs and internet banking only. Now wherever this word only is there, that is the problem. Branches, ATMs, internet banking and mobile banking. So everything becomes wrong over here and this becomes right. Branches, ATMs, internet banking and mobile banking. Okay? Got it? Which of the following is not a feature of retail banking? Now, one point I'll clarify in this. Kindly note. Whenever you solve any paper, first you must look at what is asked. You read the question properly. What happens? What is asked over here, which is not the feature, and many of the answers you'll find it correct. True, true, true. So you'll feel that, Ari, everything is correct. You forget what is asked in the question. In the question, it is asked not the feature. So always focus on the question, whether it's what is asked, which of them is false, which of them is not the feature, which of them is not required. Something. Is the question positive or is the question negative? Always focus on that. So here, not the feature. These are provided through branches as well as virtual banking channels. Branches as well as virtual banking channels. These can be extended through, these can be extended through amounts, this can be extended for only for amounts which are very small in size. They can be offered both for liability as well as asset products. They can be extended to small size businesses also. Now think that what is the question? Again I am asking, what is the question? The question is not. So is this a feature? These are provided through branches as well as virtual banking channels. What are virtual banking channels? Your e-banking channels, your internet banking, your mobile banking, your any alternate channel source. Okay, app banking. So virtual banking channels. So this is true. What do you want? But you want false. This is false is required. They can be extended for amounts which are very small in size. This I'll keep it right now. Okay, this I'll discuss later. These can be offered for liability as well as asset product. So do we give loans as well as, what is liability product? Liability in retail banking means liability. Liability means deposits. Deposits, that is liability. And what are assets? Assets. Assets means loans. Okay. So liability are deposits, assets are loans. So do we give loans in retail banking? Do we give deposits in retail banking? Yes, we give everything. Isn't it? So the answer is, what is the answer? This is also true. See this is also true. Next, these, we are discussing not this one, true. These can be extended to small size businesses also. Small size businesses means what? Proprietorship, right? Small private limited firms, small partnership firms. So this is also true. So see here, you want a false one. All these are true. I told B I'll be discussing later. Now comes the question of B. All the three are true, so definitely this would be false. But what is false in this? These can be extended only for very small size, amounts of small size. Is it so? Tomorrow, if small size means what? 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 50 lakh, small size. Is it so? Do we give the loans only up to some smaller amounts? No. In retail banking, we have started giving loans for bigger amounts also. Right? We have started giving loans for the bigger amounts. In Mumbai or Delhi, if you purchase any flat in the prime location, like in Mumbai, Nariman Point, the flat won't be available for less than 15-20 crores. This is a small amount, big amount, right? So this is false. Right? So the answer is B. Got it? Clear? The advantages of retail banking include, what are the advantages of retail banking? Advantages means what are the best points of retail banking? Read them. Higher interest rate spread, risk spread over large client base, strong customer loyalty, high volatility in demand for retail products. Now, advantages include, you want include. So now give me the answer. A to D all. A to D all. A to D all means high interest spread, risk spread over large client base, support customer loyalty, high volatility in demand. So all of them are true. How many of you are saying all of them are true? Think, how many of you are saying all of them are true? Let me see. Kindly note, all of them are not true. There is a catch in somewhere. Where is this catch? See this, higher interest spread, that is true. Higher interest spread means generally the spread is higher as compared to corporate banking. Here when we say higher interest spread, it means we are comparing it with corporate banking. In corporate banking, the spread is very small because corporate customers are knowledgeable. They know everything. They know what is repo going on. They know what is the MCLR of your bank. So they won't let you earn anything in corporate banking. But here retail customer does not know what is repo. You ask anyone in the branch, any customer, do you know what is the repo rate? He says, what is repo? From there it starts. So that's why you can charge him a bit higher. So margins are higher. NII is higher. So this is true. Risk spread over large client base. That is also true. You have a large number of clients in retail banking, isn't it? Large number of clients in retail banking. So that is also true. Strong customer loyalty. Strong customer loyalty. Okay. So that is also, is it true? Have you seen the customer changing the bank account in your bank? Just because some reason you are not giving the customer script that your bank is very bad, it doesn't give service, but they don't change the account. Right? So, strong customer loyalty, that is also true. High volatility in demand. Now this is false. High volatility. What do you mean by this word high volatility? High volatility means this year the savings accounts I have sold is, let's say, 1,50,000. Those many savings account. Next year the savings account which my bank will sell, or sell means new accounts will be opened. Those are 70,000. From 1,50,000, this year one, I have done this 1,50,000 savings account. Year 2, 70,000. Year 3, 2 lakh. Does the fluctuation happen like this in banking? Never. Such fluctuation never happens. Here, you will always rise or fall by 5-10%. Generally in retail banking. If 1 year you have opened 1,50,000, so next year you will have either 1,60,000 or 1,40,000. So volatility is not there. Volatility means fluctuation. This is volatility. Volatility. There is no such volatility. Say retail banking generally goes like this. There is no volatility over here. So the answer is A, B and C. So only A to C. B is the answer. Got it? Which of the following is not the source of cash inflow with respect to the banks? Not. Again focus on the question. Not the source of cash inflow with respect to the banks. Contribution of the bank's owners in form of bank's capital. Not the source. Focus. Borrowing from other banks. Sale of debt securities. Providing loans to customers. Very easy one. Let me see how many of you can answer this. Very easy. Not the source of this funds. So here we are not talking of income. We are not talking what is the source of income. We are talking of source of funds. Cash flow. Where does the cash come in? Where does the cash come in? So kindly note, where does the bank gets the cash? Bank gets the cash from deposit. This is the bank. So bank will get money from number one, deposits. Deposit. Number one, it will get it from deposit. Second one, where will it get the money? From borrowings from other banks. Other banks, see this, borrowings from other banks, loans. It gets loans from other banks. I'll directly mark this. Loans from other banks. Deposit is not given over here. Then if it has some securities, some debt securities, bonds it is having, it will sell it and it will again get the cash. So this can also be true. Contribution of banks owners in form of bank capital. So they can give the money, their own money. So this is also true. But what is this? Providing loans to the customer. Will it give money? No. It is actually this side. It is actually this side. This is the job of the bank. So this is not the source of cash inflow. Providing loans to the bank, to the customer is not the source of cash inflow. It is a source of cash investment. Whatever cash you get, you must invest it or you must give the loans so that you earn income. See, here you will earn around, let's say 9%, and here you will give around, let's say 6%. Average 5 to 6% we give generally nowadays. Because the savings is very less, FDs are around 6.57. So if you average them, savings and FD, it gets around 5%. So your NII becomes 9 minus 5. Okay, so roughly 4% is your NII or spread we call it. So the question is which of them is not the source? So providing loans to the customers is not the source. This is the answer. This is the answer, D. Okay, got it? Which of the following is not an advantage available to retail banking? Not. Again, focus on the question. Deliberately, I am asking the questions which are of negative nature. Because in exams, you will get some questions which will be of negative nature. A credit risk is well diversified. Regular demand for products from customers. Mass selling of products. Average cost of returning the account is very high. So now, not an advantage. You want not an advantage, means which is not the right thing in retail banking. So by the time it comes, see, credit risk is well diversified over here. Is it true? Credit risk is well diversified. See, whenever you have in any bank, the main point is there are three risks in any bank. Number one risk is credit risk. Second risk is market risk. Third risk is ops risk. These are the three main risks in any banking. So here when you say the credit risk is well diversified, what do you mean by this? You actually mean over here, what do you mean by this? Say this. You actually mean over here that what is credit risk? Credit risk means giving loans to the customers. That is a credit risk. Okay, giving loans to the customers is a credit risk. Okay, so when I say credit risk is well diversified, okay, what does it mean? When I say credit risk is well diversified, it means what? It means that, say this, I am giving more loans to the customers, means to large number of customers. In the corporate banking, what happens? See this, very simple. In corporate banking, what happens? In corporate banking, what happens? In corporate banking, if I am having 1 crore, I will give it to one customer in corporate banking, okay, to one customer. But in retail banking, this 1 crore, I will give it to, let's say, 1 lakh, 100 customers, 100 into 1 lakh. So, what are the chances of one customer becoming NPA and what are the chances of 100 customers all becoming NPA? Chances of 100 customers becoming NPA is less. This is less NPA. So that's why you get lesser NPA in retail banking, whereas in corporate banking you get higher NPAs. Got it? Next, so not an advantage. So here this is true. It is an advantage. A regular demand for products from the customers. That is also true. As the population grows, everyone needs savings account. Everyone needs insurance. Everyone needs mutual fund. Right? So these things are needed. So that's why they will be there. So regular demand, that is also true. Mass selling of the products. So that is also true. You sell it in the huge numbers. Daily, 15 accounts, 20 accounts. When I was working in one of the banks, daily the total accounts opened by the branch, savings accounts, were around 25 to 26 daily. Mass selling, true. Average cost of returning the account is very high. This is false. Why false? Because it's not like the corporate customer. In corporate customer, what happens? Whenever you have a corporate customer, in corporate customer, suppose if Reliance goes from your bank to other bank, or let's say some Tata company goes from your bank to other bank, they won't return that easily. You'll have to give a lot of benefits, then only they'll return. But the same is not the case with the retail customer. Retail customer, if you give something additional feature with a less amount, then also that customer returns. So this is false. Right? Got it? Next one. Low interest rates along with stiff competition among the banks put pressure on the interest margin of the banks and hence negatively affect the bank profitability. This is an example of which of the following factors affect the profitability of the banks in India. So low interest rates along with stiff competition will reduce the profitability of the banks. Now competition is there. In all the bankings, all the retail banks, we have a large amount of competition, means huge amount. If one bank is giving this, other bank is giving that. Means if I just open a savings account, the other bank comes up with savings account with health insurance free. Such is the competition. Savings account with credit card free. So much is the competition. I give one credit card, the other bank comes up with credit card with 2 days and 3 nights holiday services. I've seen this. They give the bonus points of holiday services. Many of the banks give it. So the point over here is there is such a competition and low interest rate. Housing loan. Where is housing loan moving towards? Repo rate is reduced by RBI. Right? We have lower repo rate, lower CRR. Where is it moving to? Okay, it is moving towards lower interest rate. Now, what are these factors? But are these microeconomic? Are these macro? Are these industry specific? Are these other bank specific? What are these? These are called as macroeconomic factors. Macro. Now you'll say, well, if macro is this, then what is world level? Many of us have the thinking that within our country, if there is a problem, means RBI does something, that is all micro. No. Micro is related to the company, bank. My bank has a problem. Individual bank, kindly note, individual bank. When I am talking of, let's say, PNB, Punjab National Bank, or I am talking of SBI, I am talking of micro. I am talking of HDFC Bank, micro, individual bank. Macro means all the factors which affect the banking sector. Got it? Everyone? So these are the factors. Macro means all the factors which affect the banking sector. Got it? Clear? This concept? Okay, so what are the factors? What are these factors called as? These factors are called as macroeconomic factors. Okay? Clear everyone? Ciao. Which of the following banking groups in India has clear positioning platform, being in the top top slot across all the class of banks in the retail banking business. So which banking group has clear positioning? Now clear positioning means what? They have a clear idea that we want to be in the top slot. So where is it possible? We want to be in the top slot. It is possible in which banks? It is possible in, and which banks follow this concept of being in the top slot? Foreign banks, public sector banks, private banks, and new private banks. Now there are two types of private banks. It's old private banks, old ones. Okay, old private banks, old private banks, and new age private banks. Old private banks means Karnataka Bank. Example I am giving. Karnataka Bank, ING Vaishya Bank. Then the Bank of Rajasthan was there. So these are the old private sector banks. And new private sector bank means HDFC, ICICI. So which of them have the concept of being in the top position? Foreign banks have very clear picture. Foreign banks don't go for positioning. They don't have a positioning angle at all. Positioning means they mean clear business. Have you seen in many foreign banks, let's say Citibank or HSBC, they have sold their retail business in our country. Sold it. Why? Because they mean clearly business. If they find slight also the business is going down or they are not getting the profits, so they forget the top position, down position, anything. They'll immediately exit the business. Public sector banks, they are basically for the public, common public. So which bank follows this top slot concept? It is followed by new private banks. HDFC, ICICI, IndusInd, all these banks, they want to be in the top. Axis Bank. Okay, so the answer to this is new private banks. Which of the following statements are correct? Statement 1. In the early stages of one's career, the client is in the transition phase stage. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. So which of the following statements are true? This is from the wealth management. In the early stage of the career, the client is in the transition phase. Okay, what is this transition phase? What is it? See, basically there are three main phases in anyone's life. One is accumulation phase. Accumulation means you have just come into the job. Okay, just now you have come into the job and you have started your job, you have started your career. Okay, that is accumulation. This is up to the age of around 25 to 35, roughly 25 to 35. Okay, after that, second stage is transition phase. Transition. In transition phase, what happens? This age is between 35 to, let's say, 55 or 60, you can call it. 60 also you can call it. 35 to 60, roughly. In this phase, what happens? You don't accumulate too much assets. You try to maintain whatever assets are there, and you try to maintain whatever SIPs you have started or any insurance which you have started. You try to maintain that. You don't try to go for a new one. Okay, so this is transition phase. And third one is distribution, or we call it transmission phase. Many names are there for this: distribution, transmission, transfer. This is above 60 above. In this phase, person thinks of distributing the wealth. Distributing means not to common public. He thinks of passing it on to the next generation. Sons, daughters, anyone. Somebody might want to donate it, anything. So that is basically transmission phase. So in the early stage of one's career, early stage, In early stage, I am in which phase? Accumulation. So this statement is wrong. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. Now let's check this one. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. Is it true? Obviously it is true, because retired investors will not have other income source generally. So whatever wealth they have created, that wealth will be used, they will be using it, because they are in which phase? Transmission phase, okay, or transfer phase. So that's why statement 2 is correct, but statement 1 is wrong. So what do we want? Which one of the statements is correct? Only statement 2 is correct. Okay, only 2 is correct. Got it? Next. Which of the following are correct? Now here, which of the following statements are correct? Which of the following statements are correct? Retail banking is a B2B approach, whereas corporate banking is a B2C approach. Firstly, what is B2B and what is B2C? What is B2B and what is B2C? B2B means business to business. So is retail banking dealing with businesses only, or is it dealing with retail clients like you and me? Is it dealing with retail clients or businesses? So which one is true over here? So retail banking is a B2B approach. So this is wrong. Retail client banking is a B2C approach. See? Okay, first you answer me. Let's see. Retail banking is the first one I gave you. Wrong. Second one. Ticket size of retail banking is less. The number of customers is high in retail banking when compared to the corporate banking. So which one is true? You got it, everyone? Which one is true? First one obviously I gave you wrong, so that's out. Only between 2 and 3 now. Ticket size of retail banking is less or small, you can call it. Ticket size is small means what? The deals which you make in retail banking are smaller than the loans which you give. What is the loan size? Hardly 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crores generally, isn't it? Home loans also we give roughly around 5 crores to max to max 10 crores. So that is also considered as a smaller size in banking. Because in corporate banking, the size starts from 500 crores. So the ticket size of retail banking is less. Second, the number of customers is high. So which one of them is true over here? Obviously now 2 and 3, because the first answer I gave. So 2 and 3 is correct. Ticket size of retail banking is smaller and number of customers in retail banking is higher as compared to that in the corporate banking. Okay? Next. The maximum amount allowed for investors in SGB for individuals and HUFs. Now, what is SGB? SGB is sovereign gold bonds. SGB. So it's already given, sovereign gold bonds. Now, who issues these sovereign gold bonds? These sovereign gold bonds are issued by RBI. What are the sovereign gold bonds? This question will be there in exam. Be sure about it. It will be there, definitely. So, sovereign gold bonds means what? These are issued by RBI on behalf of the government. Okay? Why does the government want you to buy sovereign gold bonds instead of real gold? So, what happens? The import of gold, see, there is a huge pressure on the government. Gold is almost the third largest commodity imported in our country. Gold. So much flavor we have for gold. Liking, huge liking for gold. So government wants you to invest in paper gold. Now this SGB is backed by the real gold. Here, whenever RBI will issue any bond, any gold bond, it will have that much gold. Okay? So you need not worry. Tomorrow if you want your gold, you can give it back to RBI, this bond, and RBI will give you that much amount of gold, or at least the rupees, whatever that amount is. Okay, so this way you can stop the import of gold also, and you can have the, hold the gold also in paper form. Okay, so the point over here is what is the amount of gold which is allowed to be purchased by retail person like you and me, individual, NHF. Maximum SGB which you can purchase is 4 kg, 25 kg, 2 kg and 20 kg. What is the answer in this, everyone? Comment section. Think of it. Here, I'll give you the hint. The answer is between A and D. Answer is between A and D. So the answer is 4 kg. Okay? The answer is 4 kg. Kindly note. Answer is 4 kg over here. Individuals are allowed to invest 4 kg in SGB per year. Per year, per individual. This is very important. Per year. It's not lifetime. Per year, per person. Per person. And means if you have 4 family members or 5, per person you can buy 4 kg of sovereign gold bonds. Obviously, it's not that easy. 4 kg means huge. Okay? Tola. Now we are counting in tolas, around 85-90,000. Tola means 10 gram. You're talking of kg, 1000 gram. Isn't it? Huge. If you have money, you can invest. Okay? So, 4 kg is for individuals and HUF also. Even you can invest it as HUF. Separate HUF also you can form, and you can invest, form the HUF and invest it over there. Okay? This, I gave you this hint, 4 kg and 20 kg. What is this 20 kg? 20 kg is for the trusts. There are various trusts in our country who are having huge money. So these trusts can invest 20 kg per year per trust. Okay? Next. Read this. Among the given, which of the following is or are not among the fundamental ingredients of an effective marketing mix in retail banking? Not among the fundamental ingredients of the effective marketing mix. Firstly, what is marketing mix? What do you mean by marketing mix? Marketing mix are, there are 4 elements in products and 7 elements in services. Let me show you. No, but then you will get the answer only. First, let me see the answer from your side. What is the answer? Product, persistence, people, process. Which one is the right answer? Product, persistence, people and process. Which is the right answer? You want not. Which one is not? Not means you want incorrect. Okay, not. You want the incorrect one. So which one is incorrect over here? Incorrect is this. Okay? This is incorrect. Persistence is not one of the 4 product mixes. Now why did I say 4? Say this. Marketing mix is separate for product and services. Product and services separate. Means what? See this. For product, you have 4 P's. 4 P. For product, you have 4 P's. What are the 4 P's? Product, price, place, promotion. These are the 4 P's of product marketing mix. Okay. Product, price, place and promotion. These are the 4 P's of product marketing mix. Then what is the other one? The other one is services, in which you and me are there. Banking. Banking is a service. So in services, we have 7 P's. 7 P's. What are the 7 P's? See, these 4 are there. These 4 come down as they are. Same. These 4 are obviously there. Along with these 4, there are 3 more. What are the other 3? Those are given over here. See this, people, process. 2 are given. So, people, process. So now 6, 4 plus 2, 6. Which is the 7th one? Who can give me? Who can give me the 7th one? People, process. Now who can give me the 7th one? Physical evidence. Physical evidence. Okay. What do you mean by this? Physical evidence. Physical evidence means your branch should look neat and clean. Customer always feels better if the branch is neat and clean. Everything is in the place. So customer will feel this better. If the branch is very dusty, files are lying here and there, people are shabby, customer will not like the branch, customer will not come to the branch. Okay? So these are the 7 P's. So the answer was persistence. This is not among the this one of the effective marketing mixes. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, needs theory, needs may be broadly classified as physiological, safety, social, and urgent. Maslow's hierarchy, sure question in your exam, sure. You will definitely get one question on Maslow's hierarchy, definitely. Be sure about it. You will definitely get Maslow's hierarchy, one question. Okay? How many hierarchies are there in Maslow? How many are there? There are total 5 levels. What are those 5 levels? They start from bottom. Bottom is physiological. Physiological means hand to mouth. Physiology, hand to mouth. It means this person is daily earner, daily earning, daily spending. Daily earning, daily spending, no saving or hardly any saving. Okay? There are a lot of people in our country under this phase, physiological. Then afterwards come next phase is safety. Safety. This person is just above this physiology. Means in this safety phase, the customer will be investing something. Means you can pitch an SIP for that customer. Okay, some 1000 rupees SIP, 2000, or you can pitch in term insurance plans for this person. Jan-Dhan accounts are for these two, both Jan-Dhan accounts. Okay, so physiology is safety, and third one is social. Here the person becomes richer. Social means here the customer is able to invest more. He is having more money. He has got higher in the job category now. So he is having more money now. So when the customer is having more money, the customer will be able to spend more money. So this is known as social. Here the customer needs a car. In safety, the customer doesn't need a car. Says bike, okay, I'll go on the bike. We see now? Many of us are also in this only. Kindly note, you don't think you are in this. Many of us are in this only. On the bike, husband, wife, 2 children on the bike. Have you seen this? Right? Many of us are in this. Okay? So, kindly note, in social needs what happens? The person feels that he should have a car. So this person will get a car because he has a social status then. Okay. Afterwards, this social status means here the salary is like this. Over here, this person is earning around, let's say, 7-8,000 per month. Okay. Then here the person is earning around, let's say, 25,000. Here the customer is earning around 40,000-50,000. Okay, 50,000 roughly. Social. And then to the next level. This is known as esteem. Esteem. Esteem means what? Here the customer is at very high level. Regional manager. Zonal manager. Now the customer feels that this car, this car is a small car now, I don't want a small car now. I want a big car. So we'll go for the bigger car. Mercedes-Benz, Porsche. Esteem. This flat, oh my God, 2 BHK flat. I don't like 2 BHK, isn't it? I want a bigger flat. I want a villa. Esteem. But don't worry, these persons come down on last level. Last level is known as actualization. Actualization, ACT. So actualization means what? Person comes to know over here that whatever is there is of no use. Actualization. सब मोह माया है. The person comes to know ये सब मोह माया है. जो पास तेरे वही तेरा, बाकी सब मोह का फेरा, isn't it? Person comes to know over here, actualization. So in this phase, the person is in the giving stage. He says, forget it. I don't want anything more now. Generally, the retired person is in this phase. So these are the phases or Maslow's hierarchy needs. Okay. So which one is not there? So the answer was this urgent needs. Needs may be classified as. So here you want a correct one. So it may be classified as what? 1, 2, 3, only 3. Fourth one is not there. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Because fourth and fifth are different. Physiological, safety, social, esteem and actualization. Okay? So that's why this is the answer. If you get the question in the exam, you must definitely see to it that what is the correct answer in this. The correct answer is urgent needs. There is nothing called as urgent needs. Okay? Next one. Which of the following groups in banks does not go for positioning objective? Rather, it prefers business objectives. Very important question. That's why I told you. In the beginning only I told you. All these questions you will see in the exam. Which group does not go for positioning? I told you earlier when we solved that question of private banks, new age private banks. So which group does not go for it? Foreign banks, public sector, private or new private? Answer. Let's see the answer from your side. Yeah. Only business objective means if I am getting a good business, I am there in the business. If I am not getting a good business, I am out of the business. Foreign banks, isn't it? I give you that example. In foreign banks, they don't want any positioning, nothing. They are clear. Just check at my P&L, profit and loss account, P&L. If it's profit, then yes. If it's loss, out. Citibank sold its business to Axis Bank. HSBC sold its business to other banks. Standard Chartered sold its retail business. Here, I am talking of retail business over here. Purely retail. I am not talking of corporate business. Corporate banking, they are still there. But retail banking, they have exited. Okay, because the competition is fierce in retail banking. The retail banking can be handled by only Indian private banks and nationalized banks, mainly. and the remaining segment by the cooperative banks. There are three main banks: nationalized banks, private banks, and cooperatives. Okay, RRBs are also among the nationalized only. So, kindly note, foreign banks are not among the ones which go for positioning platform. They don't care for positioning. They only care for profits. Foreign banks don't go for positioning. Indian private banks always want the top slot. Okay. Other nationalized banks, they also go for the positioning platform. Okay. Foreign banks never go for positioning. Only profits. That's it. Which of the following business approach for retail banking is found in public sector banks? Now this similar question I had taken earlier in public sector banks. Kindly watch yesterday's series also. Similar. It was not the same one. Segmented approach, geography based approach, classification based approach, holistic model based on the corporate objectives for retail business. So which approach is followed by nationalized banks, public sector banks? Now what is this segmented approach? What is geography based? What is classification based? Okay, just I'll give you in one line. You follow my earlier videos also. There I have explained it in details. Segmented means here we divide it as per the customer base. Customer means if some branch is having NRIs, many NRI customers, then it's called as NRI branch. Some branch is having, let's say, only farmers, then it's called as agri branch, farmer branch. Some branches are having only industries, so MSME branch, like this. Geography based means city branch, means let's say Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, state wise. Okay, region wise, it can be region wise, zone wise, state wise, city wise, anything. Classification based. Classification means what? This scale 1, scale 2, scale 3. Scale 1. 1, 2, 3. We have this now. In a nationalized banks, we have this scale 1, scale 2, scale 3. Okay. Or look at this holistic model. Now, what is this holistic? Holistic model. Holistic means, kindly understand the word. It means all of them. It can be segmented also. It can be geography based also. It can be classification based also. Depending on the corporate objectives, depending on what the bank wants. So what is the answer? Think over it, everyone. What is the answer? What will be the model followed by the public sector banks? It will be anything, depending on the requirements of the bank. Whatever bank requires, or even within the bank, for various segments, there can be various models. It can happen. Okay. Arrange the steps involved in product development in the correct sequence. Now, product development process in the correct sequence. First, I'll give you the steps. You arrange it first in the comment section. Let me see. Giving the feedback, developing the product, identifying the needs, conducting a market survey about the need levels and gap among the target groups, roll out the product across the targeted segments. Now think, which one will come first, which one will come last? Think over it, everyone. Which one will come first, which one will come last? Yes, what is the answer? Everyone? Which one will come first and which one will be the last one? See here, let's do step by step. Okay. First, getting the feedback. Can I get the feedback immediately? No. Developing the product. Can I just go and develop? No. Identifying the needs. Yes, this can be the point. Identify. But how will I identify the needs? When I don't know anything, how will I identify? For that, what do I need to do? Conducting the market survey. This will be the first step. Market survey will be the first step. So this will be step number 1. about the need levels and gap among the target groups. So this will be step number 1. You will first conduct the market survey about what are the needs of the customers. What do customers want? Survey can be of various types. Kindly note. Survey can be for small customer base, large customer base. You can have the samples. You can do the census also. Census means doing the survey for the entire population. Various types of surveys are there. So, conducting the market survey about the needs. So, first step is survey. Second, from here, what will you do? Getting the feedback, developing the product, identifying the needs, roll out the product. Roll out the product is later. So, second is this. Identify the needs. From here, you will come to know the needs and gap. What do you mean by gap? Gap means what do customers want and what do they don't get. For example, what can be the gap? Customers want fast money transfer and you are still giving clearing 2 days. Customer don't want this. UPI. Right? Customer wants cash withdrawal, some heavy limits. Some of them want it. Generally, nowadays, nobody requires that much cash, but then also some customers are there who require cash limits, higher cash limits. So you need to give them this platinum card, titanium card in debit cards so that they can withdraw higher amount. Isn't it? So depending on the needs of that customer, loans, faster loans. I don't want to wait for 15 days for any loan now. That's what the customer mentality is. I don't want to wait. I want to move fast. Customer needs and gap. Gap means where are the banks and financial institutions lagging. So step number 2 is identifying the needs as well as the gaps. From here, what is the next step? Getting the feedback, developing the product, roll out the product. So third will be over here. Developing the product. Once you know the needs, then you develop the product. Okay? After this third step, you'll develop it. In developing the product, you'll have to check the financial analysis and the business analysis also. Just having the idea is not enough in any banking or any product. Okay? Then roll out the product, step number 4. Make commercialize. But before making commercialization, you have to do the test marketing. Okay? And then get the feedback, step number 5. Right? So the sequence over here is what? 4, 3, then 2, then 5th, and then 1st. Okay? This is the sequence. Got it, everyone? Next one. Which of the following business approach for retail banking is followed in new private sector banks? What are new private sector banks? HDFC Bank, okay, ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank. I can name many. ICICI, IndusInd, okay, or New Age also. These new small finance banks which have come. So, what are the models followed? Is it segmented approach, geography-based approach, classification-based approach, or mix of segment and classification based? What do banks follow? Private sector banks. Segment means what? Just now I told you, customer. Depending on the customer requirement, the branch is designated. NRI branch, Kisan, farmers branch, agri branch, MSME branch. So this as per the customer segment. So this can be one approach. In private sector banks, they follow this approach only, mainly segmented. Geography based, they don't follow geography based. Their concept is totally different. Classification based, yes, they do follow classification based also. Their general manager is sitting, their DGM is sitting, their zonal manager is sitting, like this. They also follow. So it is mix of classification, mix of segment and classification based model. Okay, it is a mix. Next. Which of the following are the characteristics of retail banking sector? See, characteristics of retail banking. Read everyone. First read the question. Let me see. Read the questions first. multiple products, multiple channels of distribution, multiple customer groups, single product, single channel of distribution, single customer group, multiple products, multiple channels of distribution, single customer group, single product, multiple channels of distribution, multiple customer groups. Think about it. Simple one. Okay type. Okay, okay type question. It is everything multiple, everything. Multiple products. You need to have the products today related to your deposits also, loans also, and third party also, right? You need to have multiple products means what? Your CASA, saving, FD, in deposits. In loans, you must have home loans, personal loans, car loans, LAS, okay? Then in TPP, you need to have this insurance, mutual fund, plus others also. There are many bond sellings, various bond sellings, gold coin selling, that is also TPP, isn't it? So multiple channels means you need to have the physical channels as well as alternative channels. In physical channels, you need to have the branch, you need to have DSA, you need to have BCs, business correspondent. In alternative channels, you can have multiple things like internet banking, app banking, this phone banking, mobile banking, social media banking, thousand things, isn't it? And multiple customer groups. This is very important. Customer groups. You can have the customer. Okay, let me ask you the question. Is a child of 1 year, can be the customer of the bank? Can the child of 1 year be the customer of the bank? Comment section, everyone. Why not? Kids account, why can't we have? You can have kids account, you can have various investments in his name, although by the parents, but next one. Which of the following constitutes the basic structure of retail banking as per the recent trends? Basic structure. So what is the basic structure of retail banking? Structure. Okay. Which of the following constitutes the basic structure of retail banking? What is the structure? Retail assets only. Is it retail assets? Is it retail assets only? Or is it retail asset and liability products? Is it liability and third party products? Is it retail assets, retail liability and third party products? All of them. Which of them constitute basic structure? Yeah, basic structure. Yes, it is obviously, isn't it? Simple one. It is third party. Okay, third party products means all of them. Retail assets, retail liability, third party products, all of them. Got it? Clear everyone? Next one. Which of the following constitutes, which of the following statement is incorrect? Now see here, this question is a bit dicey. Let's see. Incorrect. In context to comparison of retail and wholesale banking. So which one is incorrect you wanted? Incorrect. Risk is widespread in corporate banking, whereas is less. Let's say incorrect. No? Yeah. Widespread in corporate banking, whereas in retail banking the risk is less. Let's make this less. Risk is more in corporate banking, whereas in retail banking the risk is less. So is it true? You want true or false? And you want false one. False. Incorrect you want. False. So risk is more in corporate banking, whereas risk is less in retail banking. Is it true? Everyone, do you think so? Do you think so? That is correct. Very correct. But you want false. So this is true. Okay, you want false. Returns are more in retail banking, but in corporate banking, the returns are less. Now I'll read all of them. First, see here, first one I give the answer. Remaining three I'll read them. You think first. In the liability side, the cost of deposits is relatively less in retail banking, and the cost of deposits is large in corporate banking. So cost of deposits in retail banking is less, and cost of deposits in corporate banking is more. Think over it. Third one. The impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking than retail banking. It will be more in corporate banking, NPA, whereas in retail banking, the NPA will be less. Which one of them is false? Kindly understand, the question is false. False you wanted, huh? Let's see one by one. This is true. Returns are more in retail banking. True. Why? Because the customer in retail banking does not care for what is the repo rate, what is the CRR. Sir, repo rate has decreased. Why have you not decreased my rate of interest? Customer is not that much disciplined. Whereas in corporate banking, immediately runs, sir, repo rate reduced by 0.25. When are you going to reduce the rate of interest of mine? I want it today. Returns will be low. So this is the problem in the corporate banking. Customer is very knowledgeable. So this is again true. So first is true, second is true. What about the third one? Cost of the deposits is relatively less in retail banking. My God. Cost of the deposits is less in retail banking. Whereas in corporate banking, cost of the deposits is more. Isn't it? So is it true? Retail banking, is the deposit cost lower? What do you think? Is the deposit cost lower in the retail banking? Okay, let's discuss this retail banking. See here, the cost of means funds or the total cost of the branch in retail banking is always higher. Here, pay attention to the explanation also. Only questions answer are not important. Because in exam you can get the question on this explanation also. The branches are located in the main business area in retail banking. So the rent will be higher. The cost of the plot will be higher if you are purchasing it. Right? Other costs will be higher. Whereas in corporate banking, the branches are far off. Outside the city also they can be. Nothing happens. So cost of the deposits is higher in retail banking. So this statement is false. False. And this is what you want. Incorrect. And last one, the impact of NPA will be more pronounced in corporate banking than retail banking. That's true. Obviously it's true. There will be more NPAs in corporate banking than in retail banking. Why? I'll give you a simple example. Let's say I'm having 1 crore rupees, 1 CR, okay? In corporate banking, what will I do? I'll give it to one customer, 1 CR, one customer, take it over. Corporate banking. In retail banking, what will I do? I'll divide this into 100 customers, 100 into 1 lakh. So now you tell me, what are the chances of all 100 customers becoming NPA? What are the chances? Very less. All of them will never become NPA at a single time. Whereas one customer can become NPA in corporate banking. So that's why this is true. Okay. Next. Liability products are offered to customers in the following 3 forms. So how are the liability products happen? This is the simplest one. You can answer it right now. Without me reading it, immediately you can answer it. Saving account, third party, term deposits. Saving account, current account, term deposits. Saving account, current account, third party. Saving account, third party and term deposits. This is the basic. You must know this. Yeah. What is the answer? A, B, C, D? B, correct. Saving account, current account, term deposit. Okay. This is the answer for that. The following have become generic features of a saving bank account in recent years. Now, what are generic features? Generic. Generic means all of them are giving. Generic medicine. Right? Generic medicine we have. So, generic features means all of them are giving. Checkbook, all of them are giving. ATM card, all of them giving. Internet banking, nowadays everyone is giving. So, look at it. ATM card, is it a special feature nowadays? Debit card, is it a special feature nowadays? Credit card, is it a special feature? Multi-city checks, is it a special feature? What do you think? Some of you might be thinking, sir, credit card we don't give. This is not for us. So the answer is A, B and D. A, B and D. So what is the answer then? Is it A, B and D or is it A to D all? Is credit card the feature of savings account? Is credit card the feature of savings account? Is it? No. Credit card is a loan. You are here asked for savings account. So this answer what you are thinking is right. C, A, B and D only. Credit card is not the feature of your savings account. Not. Credit card is a loan. There, if the customer doesn't pay, then your NPAs are occurring in this. So that's why you can't attach. Here, generally what happens in the bank, if some customer is having a good account, good save, MAB, monthly average balance, then we give the credit card based on that. But that is a separate product. It's not a generic feature. Okay? Next one. Read this. For education loan, which of the following category? Co-obligation of parent and collateral security of suitable value or third party along with the assignment of the future income of the student for payment of installments is required. So what is the question here? Main question over here, look at it. Main question is co-obligation of the parent means co-borrower and collateral. Where do you take collateral and co-borrower? Simple question in education loan. Is it up to 4 lakhs? Is it between 4 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs? Is it above 7.5 lakhs? Or is it for all of the above? What does RBI say? What does RBI say? Think everyone. What does RBI say? Up to 4 lakhs, nothing. Kindly note. Up to 4 lakhs, nothing. Okay, so this is the wrong, not the right answer. 4 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs. 4 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs. We require co-borrower. Co-borrower. And above 7.5 lakhs, we require the property, means collateral. So, collateral plus co-borrower if any. Generally, co-borrower is also taken in this. So, the correct answer over here is this. For loan above 7.5 lakhs. Okay? Kindly note this. Up to 4 lakhs, nothing. Nothing. Up to 4 lakhs, nothing. Okay? 4 lakhs to 7.5 lakhs, it is co-borrower. Above 7.5 lakhs, it is co-borrower plus collateral. Okay? Next. The retail banking suffers from the following constraints or disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages of retail banking? Constraints, limitations. A problem of managing large number of individual customers. Is it so? Do we have to manage large number of customers? Quick evolution of products. In fact, I would say higher spreads. Which one is incorrect? Okay. I'll give you the option over here, correct option. Which one is incorrect? You have to write incorrect. Which one is not correct? Okay, because then it will be the right answer. Incorrect. So which of them is not the disadvantage, not the feature of this retail banking? Large number of customers. Is it the feature? Large number of customers. It is, because you have to handle large number of customers, huge. Whereas in corporate banking, limited. So this is true. So incorrect one you have to find out. Second, quick evolution of products that leads to IT complications. Quick evolution means there is so much fierce competition in retail banking today that one bank brings one product, other bank brings it immediately next week. So whatever is your product today will become obsolete in the next 1 week. There will be no monopoly left. So this is also true. Availability of higher spreads. Incorrect one. Huh? Level of irregularity in these loans is very high. Now the only point is between these two. Is it availability of higher spreads? Are spreads higher in retail banking? Of course, yes. So this is true. Because in retail, the customer, as I told you earlier, customer doesn't say, sir, repo is more, CRR is more, less, whatever. Never discusses. Customer only wants service in retail banking. Service, friendly relationship, easy to deal with. Okay? Level of irregularity in these loans is very high. Is this true? Obviously, all the three are true, so this will be false. But you have to understand this also. Level of irregularity or NPAs are more in retail banking? No. NPAs are less. In corporate banking, they are more. Okay, NPAs are more in corporate banking. Whereas in retail banking, they are always less. Okay. To cover the high operational cost in the offering the retail banking, offerings of the retail banking, the bank encourages use of ATM network, telephone banking, internet banking, call centers. What does the bank encourage? Yeah. Is it branch banking? Bank says come to the branch. You want to reduce the cost. You want to reduce the cost, operational cost. Will the bank say come to the branch? No. So this is out. What about ATM, telephone, internet and call centers? ATM, telephone, internet and call centers. That is true. Because these are all alternate channels here. Everything, the fight is between the alternate channels and physical channels. Physical channels. Physical means what? What are the physical channels? Branch. Okay, these are all physical, means where you directly meet the customer. Branch. DSA. Right? BC, business correspondent. In nationalized banks we have mainly. And alternate means all these. ATM, telephone, internet, call centers. So the answer is this. B, C, A and D. Okay? B, C, A and D. Got it? Next. Which of the following is not correct? Not correct. Again, focus. You want the incorrect one. Regarding the requirements of the well-designed chatbot, my God, chatbot. Chatbot is a new AI feature. Now all the banks are having chatbots. Chatbot means what? As if you are talking to some person, but there is no person. It's machine, AI. On all the websites you have nowadays, chatbots, websites, apps, isn't it? So chatbot should provide different experience in different channels. So you want incorrect, huh? Different experience in different channels means If I'm working on the internet, this laptop, it will be different. On mobile, it will be different. On my tab, it will be different. Is it so? You want incorrect one? Think, you think. It should be available round the clock for conversation. It should be capable of remembering the customer's preferences and uses order history to suggest the products. So remembering, it should be able to remember. So obviously these two are true. This is true. This is true. This is false. So only one is the answer. Only one. Okay. Gross profit equals to 100 CR. It's crores. 100 CR. Okay. So gross profit is 100 CR. 100 CR. Okay. Operating profit is 100 CR. Gross profit 100 CR, 100 crores. Operating expenses 30 crores. Loans 40 crores. NPA 5 crores. Calculate ROA. Okay. What is ROA? ROA means return on assets. Two terms you will get it now in your RBWM. RBWM has difficult numericals. Kindly note. You have numericals in chapter number 4, branch profitability. Then you have it in your tax planning. Then you have it in your housing loans. Case studies, big you have. Here also, this can be asked as a case study also. They can combine 2-3 questions over here. ROA, ROE, okay, many things can be combined. So, gross profit equals to 100 CR, operating expenses 30 CR, loans 40 CR, NPA 5 CR. You have to calculate ROA. What is ROA? Return on assets. Return on assets. Okay, return on assets. That is ROA. There are two terms you will be getting always in your RBWM. One is ROA, second is ROE. Return on equity. Okay, return on equity. That is ROE. These two terms are very important. You will definitely get one question on this. ROA, ROE. Definitely. Okay. So what is the formula for ROA? Return on assets equals to your net income. See this. Net income divided by assets. Now assets means yielding assets. The real word over here is yielding assets. Yielding means those assets which are giving you returns. Yielding assets. Okay. And what is the formula for ROE? Net income upon equity. See, this is not asked in this problem, but I'm giving you because it might be required in the exam. In exam, they might ask you ROE also upon equity, share capital. Okay? Got it? So now, ROA over here. We'll find out ROA only because ROE can't be found out. You don't have equity over here. So this is not possible. ROA is possible. What is net income? Firstly, what is given? Gross profit is given as 100 CR. Operating expenses are given as 30 CR. Now, gross profit you get it from trading account. Operating expenses you get it from P&L. And here you require net income, net profit. Net income means net profit. So net profit equals to what? Give me, everyone, give me. What is the formula for net profit? Yes? Gross profit minus expenses, or you call it operating expenses, divided by, this is net income, gross profit minus operating expenses, divided by. Now yielding assets, yielding means what? Which give you some income, that is meant by yielding assets. Now what is given over here? Loans is 40 CR. NPA, is it giving you any income? What is NPA? NPA means which does not give you EMI or interest, means basically income, right? So loans minus NPA minus NPA. So now find this out into 100. Here everything is multiplied by 100. Always remember, because we require it in percentage. Okay. So get it. Give me the answer. 100 minus 30. 30 divided by, what is that second one? 40 minus 5. 40 minus 5. So 70 upon 35. See this. 100 minus 30 gross minus operating upon loans. Loans minus NPA. So answer is 2 into 100, of course, into 100. So it is 200%. Okay. So 200%. This is known as your ROA. If they want ROE, they'll have to give you equity, shareholders equity. Shareholders equity is to be given. Okay. So then you can find out ROE. There is also a relationship between ROA and ROE. Relationship. Okay. So what is that relationship? That relationship is ROE equals to, here I'll write it over here, ROE equals to ROA, return on asset, into leverage ratio. Leverage ratio. Okay. This also might come to you in exam because it's there in your portion. Okay. ROA into leverage ratio. What is ROA? Income upon assets. What is leverage ratio? Assets upon equity. Assets upon equity. See this. I'll write it in short form now. Okay. So look at this relationship. This can also be asked to in exam. So income upon assets. Income upon assets. Assets means, now consider this same yielding assets. Into assets upon equity. Equity. Assets upon equity. So this assets gets cancelled. So income upon equity. You get the answer. So this can also be asked in exam. ROE equals to ROA into leverage ratio. Anything can be asked. See, any of these three formulae, you will definitely get it in the exam. Surely you'll get it. ROA you might get it. ROE you might get it. Or this relationship you might get it. Don't miss anything. Okay? Be sure about this. Move on. Fill in the blanks with the correct pair of words. Risk in dash is high as compared to others. Retail banking targets are targets at the dash segment, while corporate banking deals mainly with dash. You have to fill all the three blanks. Risk in dash is higher. In which banking is the risk higher? Look at this. Only check one now. Don't check 2, 3. Only check this one. Corporate banking is higher, retail banking is higher, wholesale banking is higher, retail banking is higher. So where is this risk higher? Risk is higher in corporate banking. So what will be the answer? Many of you might have thought by now. Answer is simple. Answer is what? Corporate banking. I got corporate banking. The answer is corporate banking. But kindly remember, wholesale banking and corporate banking are same. They are same. Wholesale banking and corporate banking are same. Corporate banking is sometimes called as wholesale banking. So that's why this answer gets cancelled. B gets cancelled. D gets cancelled. Now A and C can be the answer. Corporate and wholesale. Now check the second one. Retail banking targets at the dash segment. So what does retail banking target at? Look at this. Individual segment or corporate segment. So now the answer is very clear. Everyone give me retail banking targets at what segment? Individual or corporate? Everyone. Right? It will target at individual. This one. So the answer will be A. Okay? What is this? A only, no? A. Yeah. A. This is the answer. Now check the third one then. Retail banking targets at individual segment, while corporate segment deals mainly with individual government. So that is right. Corporate segment deals with government departments. Of course, it deals with companies also. That's also an answer. But here government is given, so government is right. Corporate banking deals with two segments. One is private sector, big one, and government sector. Both of them it deals in. Okay. So the answer is first one, A. Kindly note this. One important point which is to be noted is wholesale banking and corporate banking are same. Okay. Next one, read this. In which of the following group of banks the standalone pricing is preferred? Standalone. What is standalone pricing? If two products are separate, FD and home loan, each is priced separately, not in relationship with each other. See here, there are two pricings. One is standalone and second one is bundled. Bundled. These are the two pricings. Means what? If I am having FD, suppose if I am having a FD with your bank, okay, for let's say 10 crores, I am having a 10 crore FD with you, such a big FD I am having, 10 crore FD I am having with you, and I come for a home loan, I come to you for a home loan. Normal customer's rate of interest is 9%. Let's say, I am giving an example, 9%. Home loan rate is 9%. Okay. In standalone pricing, you will charge me 9% only. You will say nothing doing. Keep your FD aside. My rate is 9%, I will charge 9%. So, standalone. Bundled. FD 10 crores. You will give me a preferred treatment. Preferred means very high treatment. You will give me what? Home loan. You will say, okay, home loan. Others are having 9%. Okay, sorry sir. For you, it is 8.5%. Preferred pricing. Why? Because I am having the FD of 10 crores. Because here, in bundle pricing, what is done? Combined profit is checked. In standalone pricing, what is done? Single profit is checked. So the question over here is, which bank follows this standalone pricing? Public sector, PSBs and new private sector. Old private sector and foreign banks and new private banks. Who follows bundled this standalone pricing? Now see here, we have to go as per your textbook. Kindly note. As per your textbook. Practically you also know. Logically you always follow this bundle pricing only. Everyone amongst you will follow this bundle pricing because we can't lose the customer. Simple. We can't lose the customer. But what does your book say? Public sector banks. Your book is still in those old days. We call it Baba Adam ka zamana. Old days. Public sector banks were like this, Aram. Okay. Nowadays, public sector banks are not that. Public sector banks are giving a run for the money to the private sector banks. So they also follow the same rules as private sector banks follow, isn't it? Correct? So the answer is this. Which of the following is are correctly paired regarding the different phases of development in the banking sector? Different phases means how did the banking sector evolve? How did the banking sector evolve? That's the question. Look at this. Early phase 1947 to 69. Nationalization phase 69 to 91. Liberalization from 1991. Think everyone. A can also be correct. Early phase 1950 to 59. Nationalization 59 to 2000. Liberalization beginning of from 2000. This can also be correct. Check. It's up to you now. Early phase 1770 to 1969. Nationalization 69 to 91. Liberalization 1991. Early phase 1870 to 1950. Nationalization 1969 to 1990. And this after 1991. So which one seems to be more correct? Do you know when did banking start? Is it 1947? No. Many of our banks are existing more than 100 years. Right? So 1950, these two answers are gone. Because banking is existing since long. First bank was established, Bank of Hindustan, 1700s. Bank of Hindustan, 1700 it was established. So, either this can be the answer or 1870 can be the answer. But 1700s Bank of Hindustan was established. First bank. So this bank, this will come up to the answer of C. Early phase 1770 to 1969 to nationalization. From nationalization of banks to 1991. Okay. And third phase is from 1991. Okay. In fact, more than this is given in your book. More than the changes have happened in last 10 years. In fact, if you ask my personal view is more than the combined efforts over here. All these combined efforts. Last 10 years, more changes have happened in banking. And after all this nationalization phase, everything, how many bank accounts were there in our country? How many? Hardly 35 crores, 30 crores total. After all this nationalization and liberalization, everything, 31 crores. Today, what are the number of bank accounts? Around 80 crores, 90 crores. Almost all the adults are having the bank accounts now. So, combine this phase, of course, it needs to be changed now. Okay, but we have to go as per the book. Because marks are as per the book. So, follow this. Okay. If the question comes, last 10 years, if by chance this question comes, so more Jandan accounts, more accounts have been opened in last 10 years as compared to that of the nationalization phases. Okay? Got it? In which of the following group of banks the price bundling is preferred? Public sector, PSBs and new private sector, old private sector, foreign banks and new private sector banks. Where is it preferred? Think over it, everyone. So where is it preferred? As I told you, you have to go as per the books. Okay. Public sector banks, price bundling. PSBs and new private banks, old private banks, foreign banks and new private banks. Which is the correct option over here? I know the correct option is this also, this also. Everyone will go for this, man. Let it be public sector, private sector, cooperative, anyone will go for price bundling. Because how can you lose a big customer? This bundling generally happens in the good customers, right? How can you lose the good customers? Isn't it? So that's why actually the answer is anyone, all of these. There should be answer all of these. But if it is not given something like this, not given. If the answer is all of these, it is definitely all of these. If it is not given, then price bundling is done in mainly foreign banks and new private banks. They do a lot of this, lot. Okay? Lot means So they do a lot of price bundling. Generally for corporate banks, if they have a current account or some other relations, the loans are given at lower rates because they look at overall profitability. Even public sector banks do the same thing now, but I am talking of these options. If these options are given, then this. All of this is given, all of these. Dash is the interest that will be charged for the unpaid balances on the due date and also subsequent purchases. Now this is mainly in your credit card. See, two loans you will be having this, credit cards, and second is consumer loans, smaller loans, consumer loans. They always charge you this rate of interest. Okay, dash is the interest that will be charged for the unpaid balances on due date and also subsequent purchases, further purchases. Annualized percentage rate, monthly percentage rate, quarterly percentage rate, and minimal percentage rate. So what is charged? Mainly in credit card you will see this, in credit card. So what do you charge in credit card? Yes, it is APR, annualized percentage rate. What is annualized percentage rate? See this. Generally credit card gives you the rate that will be charging you at, let's say, 2.5%, 3%. When they give you 3%, they will be charging you. It means they will be charging you monthly 3%. So annually it will be 3 into 12, 36%. That is known as APR. Okay. The annualized percentage rate is always charged on mainly on credit cards and nowadays on these consumer cards by various companies. Okay. The technology model in retail banking which are used by the banks include the following. So which models are used by the banks? In-house, outsourced, partially in-house, partially outsourced. So which models are used by the banks? And now I'll ask you additional question. In which banks? Which banks use which models? That is also the question. Now think everyone. Everyone, yes? Which models, which? Okay, firstly solve this question. In-house, outsourced, partially and partially out, in-house, partially outsourced. Answer is what? A to D all of them. Okay? Because every bank uses differently, but which bank uses what? Generally I tell you, in-house is generally followed by nationalized banks. Nationalized. As per the books, remember, I am always talking as per the books. Practically, I know many different things are happening now in banking. Okay? Partially in-house and partially outsourced. Partially. Both now, in-house and outsourced. Both of them, I'll combine them. That is followed by private banks. Private. Old age, new age, both. Both. And completely outsourced. Okay, completely outsourced. Outsourced. Completely. That is generally followed by foreign banks. Banks. Okay. One thing I'll tell you. This is as per the books. Practically things are different now. Everywhere they are thinking that foreign banks are doing this outsourced, they are technologically advanced. It's nothing like this now. All the banks are technologically advanced, mainly nationalized banks. Practically all of them have become advanced. The same technology which is used in foreign banks, same technology is used in nationalized banks also, private banks also. So it's no difference now. Earlier they used to be 15 years back, 20 years back, there used to be the difference. Now everyone has got money. Okay? In fact, nationalized banks and private banks, nationalized banks specifically, rather than private banks, they have more money, more liquidity as compared to these foreign banks now in our country. So that's why practically it's nothing like this. But the question is as per the books. So as per the book, your books have to be changed. Let's see. So as per the books, the answer is A to D and this is the answer. Got it, everyone? As per the books, this is the answer. Okay, next one. Among the below mentioned statements, which of the following is correct statement? Now you want correct. Correct. Always look in the question what is asked, correct or incorrect. Always check this, correct or incorrect. You can claim a deduction of rupees what? 1 lakh, 1.0. Let's make this 1 lakh of your total income under ATC. Deduction under the Income Tax Act is specified in Chapter 5A of the Income Tax Act. A PPF account can be opened and deposit made in the account can be claimed for deduction. A maximum amount of 1,50,000 is allowed in one financial year. A PPF account deposit in the name of spouse or children can't be claimed in tax return. So now think. PPF is the main question. You might be knowing this PPF answer. Everyone, take the answer. Check the answer, everyone. Yes. Here the real fight is between only B and D. B and D or C also. Yes, C also, B and C. Real fight is between B and C. Now think over it. Yes. Also, many of you might have got confused over here, 5A. See this, the answer for this is actually 6A. 6A. Okay. So that's why this is wrong. 1 lakh can be claimed. That's why this is wrong. 1.5 lakhs. That also under the old tax system. New tax system, you are not allowed. Now this and this, C and D. PPF, 1,50,000 allowed. 1,50,000 allowed. PPF account in the name of spouse can't be claimed under the tax deduction. So that is wrong. It can be claimed. So the answer is C. Okay, answer is C. Everyone, kindly note. This is very important. C answer is very important. In fact, this chapter 5A and 6A, you have to check. Okay, 5A and 6A. Remember this. Remember, you have to buy out this 5A and 6A. This also D part. It can be claimed. 1,50,000 you know. This already you know. Okay, 1.5 lakhs.